Hi guys, so today I thought I would show you some springy sundresses, sort of cottagecore fairy goddess style. This is a look that I always go for in the spring to early summer, and so I got a little bit of a dress haul, so I'm just going to show you that today, and also just chat. So in between dresses, I'm just going to talk to you guys about what's been going on and update you on a few things. So let's start off with this dress from Amazon. If you want to get this one, I'll leave a link to my Amazon storefront in a pinned comment. I'm an Amazon affiliate, so I get a very small percentage of that. The reason why I liked this one was the puff sleeves and just the flowy, flouncy skirt. Something about like big puffy sleeves just screams Renaissance Victorian era to me, and to tell you the truth, the reason that I bought this one is actually because it reminds me of a dress that I described in my most recent novel. So as you may or may not know, I previously published a book called The Curse in Their Veins, and I'm almost done with my second novel, which takes place in coastal Washington, and it has to do with a lot of siren mythology. It's very much like a gothic suspense, sort of horror, I guess you would say. It's not like super horrific, but there is some horror involved. And there's a scene in which the, I guess, villain you would call it, who's a woman from the Victorian era, is wearing a dress very much like this. Dark blue, puff sleeves, long and flowy. Of course, hers is a Victorian dress. It has a bodice and it has beads and black lace stitched on it. Of course, it's more of like a poofy skirt with a bunch of ruffles. It's actually inspired by a photo of a Victorian dress that I saw online. I'll try to put up a photo of it up here, but I'm so excited to start sharing this story with you guys hopefully soon. It's currently in the process of being reviewed by beta readers and critique partners, and once I have those edits, I'm gonna incorporate the feedback and then look towards publishing. It could still be a while after that before it gets published. If you want to find out right away, I would subscribe to my newsletter because that's where people get notified about the first of everything that I have to offer. But I love this book so much. I literally can't describe it to you guys. Moving on to the second dress that I got. This one is also sort of puff sleeve, pink, also from Amazon, and I love the shade of it. I love that it's like a very cherry blossom pink. I actually wore it under a cherry blossom and it was like exactly the same color. I always feel so like feminine and pretty when I wear it, so I also love that one, although I will say this one's a little bit more comfortable. It's a little less stiff. And I also got the pink one in white when I saw how nicely it fit. So let me go try on the white one real quick. This one you can sort of wear two ways. You can either wear the sleeves up like this. For the pink one, I liked it on the shoulders, but for this one, I don't know, something about it is just a little bit more olden looking. I think it's the more like neutral, earthy color. So I want to talk about something that's been on my heart. If you're on this channel, I'm assuming you know that I am very much expanding into more book content. You know, book reviewing, book discussions, but also book writing. Obviously, I am a published author. And this is something that I'd been considering for a while, and then in October on my honeymoon, I was like, you know what, I want to do it. I want to create a second channel to fully dedicate myself to books, because anytime I post about books or romanticizing life to my psychology channel, it flops. It's not really the right audience. And I was just kind of tired of being pigeonholed into one specific niche. I wanted to expand this more artistic, creative side of me. And so that's why I created this channel. But I predict that more and more I'm going to pour energy into this channel over my psychology channel. Obviously, my psychology channel is a huge chunk of how I support myself, and so right now it's necessary. But my hope and my dream is that at some point this channel will actually usurp my psychology channel, because there's something very burdensome about constantly making psychology content. Whenever somebody speaks about psychology content, everybody has psychology, right? Everybody has a mind, everybody has an opinion on it. So every topic within psychology, no matter how like objectively uncontroversial it is, there are always people that find something to get offended about because they feel like, well, this doesn't speak from my experience, or you missed this caveat, or you didn't lean enough into this consideration. And at some point, it just gets so tiring. And now I know that this is true of any type of content. You know, like when I posted my video on like all the different places I've lived and my thoughts on them, even people found reasons to get offended about that, you know, even when I was was just talking about my experience. I'm well aware that like no matter what you put on the internet, somebody's going to find something to be offended about. But I do feel like there's something different about discussing psychology and like, here's the research, here's what it says, here's a skill to learn, here's how to be psychologically healthy, versus just, here's how I make life beautiful. Here's what I thought about this book. It's almost like the difference between prescribing something and just creating art. And to tell you the truth, at my core, I've always been a creator, a writer, an artist. In more ways than I even let on. I mean, you guys know that I write, but you don't know that I also used to be into visual arts. I also used to create music. That's who I am at my core. And so I think my psychology channel, for that reason, has never really felt fully aligned, because it's very much like, here's how to do things. And the more I learn about things, ironically, the more I realize that I don't know about anything, that there is no like absolute answer. Kind of like that Einstein quote about how like the more I learn, the more I realize I have to learn, or something like that. And I just want my content to like not be so controversial. I want my content to just be like, here's something I created. Here's a moment of beauty or a work of art that distracts you from your day-to-day life, rather than here's how to do things psychologically. Do you know what I mean? Like, does this make sense what I'm saying? Like, I feel like every career falls into like a type of doing, whether it is healing or creating or interacting with people. And for me, I absolutely fall into the creator box. That is what I have always been and always will be at my core. And so more and more as I move through life, I'm going to try to fit into the creator box. I'm going to slowly release the other parts that like, yeah, I do find psychology interesting, but creating is always where my heart has been. And there's only so much that you can really outrun your fate. There's only so much that you can outrun the person that you're meant to be in life. Let me know if you understand what I'm saying, if this is making sense. And let's move on to the next dresses. So the next few dresses are from a company I just recently found called Morning Lavender. Look how pretty. Even the bag's pretty. Because I was looking for more sundresses to wear like around the house, just casually. And I'm gonna be for real with you. I don't like to splurge on clothes. I don't. When it comes to clothes, I would rather have quantity over quality. And maybe that's wrong, but that's just the way I see things. I just cannot justify spending $200 on a dress. I can't do it. At the same time, I was like, well, I don't want to be buying into fast fashion, to be, participating in an industry that's pretty unethical. I used to stop buying from places like Forever 21. And so Morning Lavender to me was kind of like the perfect in-between, because it's like not super pricey, but it's also not like fast fashion cheap. I think these dresses were about like $80 or so. And so I love their dresses so much and the sort of price point that they offered that I actually decided to become an affiliate for them. And so if you want to use my promo code for 10% off of Morning Lavender, use the promo code DrAnna10. So let me show you what these dresses look like. Look how pretty already. Oh my god, I'm so obsessed with this. I've never had a dress, first of all, that has sleeves like this. Like, it is a bell sleeve, but it's also sort of cinched at the bottom, and also with a waistline that starts here. I feel so comfortable and flowy. I love this. I could just see myself just like strolling through a countryside prairie in this dress. So while I'm wearing this one, another thing I wanted to talk about today is I took a break from YouTube for a whole week. Actually, it wasn't from YouTube. It was from all the stuff that I do for work. I took a complete week off vacation. It ended about a week ago because I have this thing where like I amp myself up to an extreme where I can't stop working, where I'm just like, I just need to finish this task or finish this project and then I'll relax. But I burn out so hard and I get so compulsive about it, and it's just terrible for my health, mentally, physically. And so after I finished the first draft of my novel and I had like a bunch of videos scheduled for YouTube, I said, taking a week off, we're done, we're not doing any work whatsoever. There were a few rules that I implemented for myself during that vacation that actually took moving forward even after my vacation ended. Like, when I'm eating, I put my phone across the room and I just look in the distance out the window so that I'm not like looking at my phone and just like feeling restless with it. I'm able to just slow down. Something else that I'm taking forward from that vacation is to only check my stats, like my business stats, once a day, because I realized like throughout the day, like 30 times, I would like stop by my laptop and want to check up on how my stats are doing. I don't think it's very good for me, and like it's not going to change anything. And all it does is, if my stats aren't doing well, it makes me feel like, oh my God, what do I need to do to amend this? Like maybe I need to post a third video this week, when truly sometimes videos are just not going to do well. Other times they're going to do well. That doesn't mean you add a third one that week. It just means there's nothing you can do at this point and you learn from it moving forward. I'm trying to be less toxic productive. If you follow me on my psychology channel, you know that like I've spoken out about how like turn into like a little bit of a motor, always on the go with work, and I'm trying to do better with that. I'm trying to hold myself accountable. And that week off work, I was filled with so much joy. It was also really sunny here in Seattle that week, and so it just turned out to be perfect that like the sun was out the same week that I was on vacation. I went for a hike, I went on walks, I journaled in front of the window. It was so euphoric to be able to just take some time and rest. I think that's definitely the hard part with being self-employed, is that you can technically work through the whole year not ever taking a break. And that can't be healthy, and I want to change that, and I want to hold myself more accountable with that. All right, let's move on to the next dress. Looks like this one has almost like a choker or something that you can wear as like a necklace, I think. Or maybe it's a headband. I don't know. Either way, it's detachable. Again, this one makes me feel like just skipping through a dewy field, so that's always the goal. Every time it gets to like springtime, summer, I always go into this like summer of mischief mode where I just want to be silly and mischievous and playful and funny. I want to romanticize life. I want to have more of like a slow, mindful lifestyle. I want to savor the joys of life. I want to focus on experiencing creative flow, meaning being in a state of flow while creating something. Something about this time when everything is coming to life, when everything is in bloom, fresh life has been set forth. It just makes me want to jump into like this fairy, sprightly type of femininity. So I bought these dresses because we don't have AC where we live. Hardly anywhere in Seattle has AC. And in the summer, it can get pretty hot. Let me show you the last dress. Last one's also so pretty. I love it. I just can't wait to wear these this summer. Which one was your favorite? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you soon. If you have any video suggestions, topics you want me to cover, put that in the comments, and I'll try to do my best. Bye.